The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. I'm Tracy Pa with Friday's News. In this edition, Port Moresby in drought critical status, upgraded Gurney Airport opened, and elimination rounds kicked off this weekend. Port Moresby has entered a drought-critical phase as strong El Nino continues to impact weather patterns across Papua New Guinea. In its update on the drought early warning status for the month of August, the National Weather Service has confirmed that a strong El Nino is now firmly established and projected to persist into early 2027, bringing prolonged dry conditions across many parts of the country. The National Weather Service says Port Moresby has remained in drought status for more than 3 consecutive months, resulting in its classification as drought critical. They have warned that impacts on the city's water and power supply are expected to continue. Gulf Province has also transitioned to drought critical status this month. Meanwhile, several provinces including Bougainville, Milne Bay, Hela, New Ireland and West New Britain have been placed on drought alert, joining Central Chimbu, Eastern Islands, Morobe, Southern Islands and Western provinces already under alert. The Weather Office says prolonged dry conditions are being driven by a strong El Nino, which is forecast to persist into early 2027. Below average rainfall is expected across most parts of the country over the next 3 months, increasing the risk of bushfires and threatening food and water security. Residents are being urged to conserve water, avoid open burning and take measures to protect food gardens as dry conditions continue. Ruth Rungala, TVWAN News. The dry spell has affected many areas of the country. The El Nino situation in the northern province is significantly affecting coastal areas like Tufi and Wanigela. Governor Gary Juffa said the province's long-term mitigation includes the development of a provincial disaster management center in Popondetta town. The governor for Northern Province has directed the use of the remaining 1 million kina in the disaster account to provide medical supplies and water. Areas along the coast like Tufi and Wanigela have been hit hardest with effects of El Nino. Long-term mitigation includes the development of a provincial disaster management center in Popondetta.
We've received some funding from the national government. The areas affected are our coastal areas. It's affecting the whole province, but especially our coastal areas. Tufi and Wanigela are the most affected areas. And we've already done a scoping mission. We've done some initial delivery of goods and services, but more needs to be done.
Juffa added that he had directed the administrator to draw down and raise it in Parliament about disaster preparedness in terms of how the country is going to manage El Nino. Juffa commended the Treasurer, who made an announcement that the government secured 300 million kina, which will be accessible by provincial governments to respond to El Nino.
For us, long term, we've allocated a portion of land in Popondetta town and we've started building a provincial disaster management center, and we're hoping to get some assistance from the national government to do that as well. But yes, El Nino is very real. We can see it and feel it, and our people are very resilient, but they do need assistance, especially when it comes to medical and water and other basic goods. And we are attending to that. Our provincial disaster management unit is doing a good job. They're stretched at the moment, but they are making the effort. Yeah.
More than 47 oil palm blocks and 8 houses have been destroyed by fire at Kwalakese village in Hoskins, West New Britain province. The fire reportedly spread rapidly after strong winds fanned the flames through the area. About 40 people have been left homeless following the devastating fire. The cause of the fire and the extent of the damage are yet to be established. Authorities and community leaders are expected to assess the situation and provide assistance to the affected families. Prime Minister James Marape joined the opening of the Divine Word University's 30th Anniversary Festival of Legacy and Vision in Madang yesterday. He acknowledged the graduates of this institution as the finest within the country and in the Pacific region. He also reiterated the government's support to the institution.
Divine Word University was graced by the presence of the Prime Minister yesterday. In opening the anniversary celebrations, he stressed on the need for expansion to cater for more students and for more educational institutions to be run by church agencies or the private sector.
Divine Word was pretty special. Apart from Rachel and myself, it is a school that has touched the heartbeat and soul of our country. With greatest respect to these two bigger state-run universities, I want to pay special mention to Divine Word and Pacific Adventist University. Because of the element of church instilled discipline, all the graduates coming out of these two schools have been high quality citizens. And I want to take this time to say thank you to the Catholic Church, to the Divine Word missionaries for the foresight to set up this wonderful campus.
Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa also elaborated on education being the key indicator of a success of a nation. He highlighted how Divine Word University was contributing to meeting the national goals and directive principles of the Constitution.
In the province, I'm proud to say that, and I will always praise that and always stand by it. Divine Word University has flown the flag of Madang and will continue to fly it for the world to see. Your presence here shows that you have a commitment to strengthen, enhance, invest more in education, and I'm looking forward to work with you, and we will serve our people through Divine Word University. We are looking forward, my Prime Minister, to make sure that Madang become an educational hub. Why? Because we've got two universities now in the province. We've got technical colleges, skill training institutions, vocational development, and all these other learning institutions coming up. So your presence here, I'd like to remind you, take this opportunity, for and on behalf of the greater Madang and my people, that I'm looking forward to your support, national government support.
As part of the opening activities for the university, the Prime Minister took part in tree planting, signifying a new chapter for the institution. Marape also has personal ties to the university through his wife, who was also a pioneer graduate in 1997.
Approved one more university to be run by the Catholic Church and a couple more other private universities, all because the need to expand the space of our tertiary institutions in our country is there. We need to open up to 100,000 spaces in the next 10 years. And so in that need, because our people keep on producing babies.
Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
New Pogera has launched a legal scholarship to help shape PNG's next generation of commercial lawyers. Unveiled at UPNG School of Law yesterday, the program offers top students financial support and valuable industry experience. The best applicants will receive 10,000 kina each for their final year and gain internship opportunities with NPL. The scholarship is open to third-year law students, and applicants must submit their CV alongside an essay on a commercial law topic. Shortlisted applicants will undergo an interview by a judging panel comprising representatives from both NPL and the School of Law. The Papua New Guinea Law Society President Hubert Lamani has described
the 2026 Environmental Law Conference as an important gathering for the region, bringing together leading experts and stakeholders to discuss the evolving challenges and opportunities in environmental law, climate change, sustainability, and responsible development. He said this during the opening of the three-day conference, which began on Wednesday and ended today. When speaking during the opening of the Law Association for Asia or LAWASIA Environmental Law Conference yesterday in Port Moresby, PNG Law Society President Hubert Namani said there is no better place to have conversation about environmental law than PNG, a nation at the center of the Pacific and home to one of the world's greatest natural treasures.
Diversity, climate and the future of our planet, we are not on the sidelines of the global conversation. We are right at the center of it.
Namani said lawyers often speak about the rule of law in the language of constitutions, courts, institutions, rights, and duties. But environmental law challenges them to extend that thinking, questioning what the rule of law means if countries possess magnificent environmental laws, but those laws are not enforced. He further questioned what it could mean if communities possess rights on paper but cannot practically vindicate them.
Here, for those of us in the legal profession, lawyers cannot be spectators to the defining issues of our generation. Our profession has traditionally protected property, liberty, and contract rights and institutions. Increasingly, we must confront questions concerning the protection of the natural systems upon which all of those things ultimately depend. Environmental law is therefore not peripheral to the rule of law. It is becoming one of its great frontiers.
He said PNG and the Asia-Pacific region have something important to contribute to the world, not merely as countries affected by environmental change, but as countries capable of helping shape the legal, policy, and institutional response to it.
Sincere appreciation to the leadership of Law Asia, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, and the South Pacific Lawyers Association for your friendship, partnership, and continued support to the Papua New Guinea Law Society, particularly in our advocacy for the rule of law.
The President is hopeful that discussions over the 3 days will be purposeful to contribute meaningfully in strengthening the environmental rule of law throughout Asia, the Pacific, and the world. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's OneTalk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's OneTalk Wallet. PSP's OneTalk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Guest! Oh no! And the bathroom smells like this!
Fancy hand wash, come to the front! Loofah older than Uncle Foofa, please hide behind! Last year's face wash, time to cover your face!
You can hide all that junk, sure, but how will you hide the smell anymore?
Godrej Air Pocket!
Wow! With Power Gel technology, keeps the bathroom fresh for up to 30 days. Godrej Air Pocket. Bye-bye bad smell. Hello sweet fragrance.
Show the dishes who's boss. Fight mess with Axion, the tough grease stripper. 100% effective at doing the dirty work. The triple active power breaks down tough grease, and its antibacterial formula leaves dishes squeaky clean. Get tough on grease. Get Axion.
You sabi to awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blog you, or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
It's a very, very crucial match here. Yeah, it's now or never.
Let's drive now. Let look at runners, and he's gone over and scored. It's William Durant. Durant goes over, one-on-one. Another try for the Papua Vipers. Oh, what is happening?
And the Eagles are in town.
Welcome back. More than 500 people from communities surrounding Don Bosco Technical School in Gabutu turned up for free medical consultations, dental checks, and health screenings. The program also raised awareness about personal health and wellness while connecting community members with healthcare professionals. 6 medical teams contributed their time, skills, and professional services to the outreach. They include St. Teresa Urban Clinic in Hohola, Lamana Dental Clinic in Gardens, Youth with a Mission, and the Papua New Guinea University of Medicine and Health Sciences. The outreach formed part of the 3rd day of the school's 41st anniversary celebrations and reflected Don Bosco Technical School's commitment to supporting the health and well-being of the surrounding communities. A documentary film focused on domestic violence and social issues was watched by more than 1,000 students at Laluki Secondary School outside Port Moresby this week. The screening of the film was part of PNG Tribal Foundation's 2-day awareness session through its Senisim Passin program. The film reached a total of 1,271 Laluki Secondary School students from grades 9 to 12, focusing on increasing awareness of gender-based violence or GBV and sorcery accusation-related violence or SAV in the country. It also served to encourage communities to eliminate these issues. A total of 171 students signed the Senisim PNG Pledge, dedicating their thoughts and actions to reducing violence in their communities, making them better places to live and setting an example for the next generation. The film features real-life stories and experiences of Papua New Guineans and promotes positive changes in behavior and attitudes towards women and children. The purpose of the screening was to highlight the high prevalence of GBV and the rise of SAV as a pressing national concern that the young people of this nation need to be educated about and given the tools to be part of the change needed to see these issues eradicated from our society. Senisim Passin National Coordinator Marjorie Finkio said the organization is focused on raising awareness in schools because there are many social issues affecting young people today, and the future of the country lies with today's generation. Deputy Principal Administration Dennis Oa, who led the program with the Tribal Foundation, said such awareness programs are needed for students and should complement classroom learning. Many students share similar sentiments, saying they were deeply moved and emotional by the real-life stories of women facing violence. Many students said they wanted to be part of the change and make better choices as they grow up. The president of Kutubu local level government, John Pipi Killer, is appealing to the Southern Highlands provincial government and the local MP to assist communities affected by the recent violence on Wasami Island. Killer acknowledged Santos for responding to the event with immediate relief for displaced families.
Families on Kutubu's Wasami Island have been left displaced after a wave of violence destroyed homes and personal belongings. They are now struggling to recover. President of Kutubu local level government, John Pipikila, visited the affected families on Tuesday this week and donated 10,000 kina for relief supplies. Kila says Santos has stepped in with relief supplies while he is also committed to providing roofing iron so families can rebuild.
Min donated 10,000 kina lahap. Na dislakan and then okay min batry long panim sambla money na mi talk finish lahap mi talk ose bamiri lug long disla house in bagrab longen na min batry panim kapa na flout na nil na dito sambin na bami try toto one governor na member na mi blambay helping mi chara na disla house bagrab longen mi talk lahap mi talk longen mi talk put him list on down, house kappa list on down. How much per house kappa I bagarab? House kunai. I'm saksang living stab. I'm no one of Islam. You play it by making but house kappa strategy on down longan and me talk or some put him list on down. Na bami replace him this house kappa.
The unrest began about a fortnight ago following the sudden illness and death of Kutubu Special Purpose Authority Chairman Moses Mevayo. The Kutubu Special Purpose Authority Chairman Mevayo became ill after attending a funeral on Wasami Island. His death was then blamed on sorcery, which led to the conflict. He said Mevayo's people reportedly mobilized and caused destruction on the Wasami Island people. He said families at K Point and Seraga were affected the most. They lost everything they owned. The violence also resulted in widespread displacement and millions of kina in reported property damage.
Big thank you through long Santos where work partnership one them Kutubu local level government. Mega big Hamas na trust one them display. Side construction of Himanga police station, police barracks, all this and plenty Santos helping me in this that's all. Plenty heavy come up Kutubu and me Kutubu energy me write him letter come you na you are helping me.
President Kila is now calling on the provincial leaders to urgently intervene. For now, displaced communities on Wasami Island are relying on relief support as they begin the difficult task of rebuilding their lives. Kila also confirmed that Governor for Southern Islands William Powi and member for Nipa Kutubu and Minister for Health Dr. Billy Joseph has committed to help assist the people. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Port Moresby residents today welcomed the Eliseo Group of Companies' 10th major shopping center with the official opening of the Eliseo Koki Plaza Shopping Center. The old Anderson's Foodland at Koki will now house the Eliseo Shopping Center. Port Moresby residents gathered in numbers to witness the opening of the Eliseo Koki Plaza today in Port Moresby. The opening of the shopping center marks the 10th Eliseo Shopping Center in the nation's capital. Eliseo Group Director Edward Igobia said the opening also opens doors for employment opportunities for PNG-owned businesses and creates a landmark Port Moresby can be proud of.
Years ago we started at Gurney and now we have 10 stores.
Board Chairman of the East New Britain Development Corporation, Laurie William, said the property is owned by the business arm of the East New Britain Provincial Government and the East New Britain Development Corporation, where Eliseo is now a major shareholder.
It's owned by the business arm of the provincial government of East New Britain Province, East New Britain Development Corporation. We few of the KPIs that we really put together in the short-term recovery strategy was to fix the governance of the company.
East New Britain Governor Michael Marum said East New Britain Development Corporation has faced significant challenges over the years, especially in managing the business. However, with Eliseo now coming on board, he is confident that they can mitigate the challenges.
East New Britain Development Corporation was a successful and respected provincial enterprise. However, like many businesses, it went through difficult times, particularly as a result of management challenges.
And City Governor Paul Sparko welcomed the addition of this shopping centre to the Koki area and challenged the Eliseo management to not only invest in quantity, but focus more on investing in providing quality services to Papua New Guineans.
I want to assure the investors that we have changed the dynamics. Of course, the city continues to face a lot of challenges, from basic to water and power, but on our part, we are doing all we can to create a conducive environment for business to grow, to thrive, to become successful, generate profit, but equally provide services and employment to all our people.
And now the finance report. The Kina closed 1 point lower at $0.2259 in the interbank market. At Banks Pacific, a Kina was buying $0.2184, $0.3033 Australian dollars, €0.1789 and 34.47 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York closed, all closed higher except copper closed lower and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. Stay with us. We'll be back with more stories after these short messages.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, PSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at PSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. PSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
What a game this has been. With a minute to go, it all comes down to this.
And here they come. They go wide. Passes to Becky. He juggles. Kicks it. Who will get there? Lokara, he's over. What a try. All the emotions are flowing. Jubilation, ecstasy. What a game.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest. Hey, check out my hair.
Which one? The one on your head or the one in the sink? Relax. Next time, just use the Mega Growth Anti-Damage Relaxer. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins for visibly less hair breakage after retouching. Now your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Mega Growth Anti-Damage No Light Cream Relaxer for visibly less hair breakage after retouching.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
On the side, beautiful play here from the Falcons as Brock Parker races away.
Welcome back. Book Week celebrations for children from Buklong Pikinini's 9 Mile Library Learning Center took learning beyond the classroom this week with a special pizza making masterclass at Airways Hotel and Residence. The day began with a reading session of When I Grow Up, I Want to Be a Pastry Chef, introducing the children to the world of banking and food preparation. The story encouraged the children to explore future career possibilities while surrounding their love for reading. The young learners were then guided through the pizza making process by Chef Molly and the Airways Hotel team. At the end of the session, each participant received a certificate recognizing their successful completion of the pizza making masterclass. 2 news overseas. There are fears the large number of bad deaths in South Australia, as well as 24 penguins in Tasmania, are just the start of a significant bird flu outbreak. The deaths are suspected to be linked to the H5 strain, with 3 mass mortality events on remote islands of South Australia.
Well, I'm here in Penneshaw on Kangaroo Island, where about 16 kilometres off the coast here, there have been 2 mass mortality events involving hundreds of greater crested terns. Now, these deaths have been linked to the H5 bird flu strain, and the fear here from locals is that it will spread to Kangaroo Island's little penguin population. Now, there's already been 1 sick little penguin detected here on Kangaroo Island that's been sent to Geelong. Now, these little guys are less than 30 centimetres tall and they weigh less than 1 kilo, and their population on Kangaroo Island has drastically reduced over the last 15 years. There's only about 700 of them. It's been a tough time for them between the Kangaroo Island bushfires, the algal bloom and the presence of invasive species. But they remain a major tourist attraction. We've spoken to the owner of the Penneshaw Penguin Centre, which runs tours for tourists to explore the penguin colony. Now, they say they're waiting for information from government about a potential vaccination program. Now, the government says it is looking at a vaccination program for penguins, but it's more focused at the moment on birds that are in captivity. The government's chief biosecurity officer was asked whether it was too late to vaccinate the Kangaroo Island penguin population. Here's how she responded.
I'd really caution people suggesting it's too late to do these things. It's important that we recognise H5 bird flu is here to stay. The first season is typically, when we look globally, typically the trickiest. But if we can support colonies and communities of birds through this season and do some of that work, it will be something that sets us up and continues our knowledge around vaccination over multiple years from here.
Authorities are also warning that vaccination is no silver bullet and there are logistical difficulties involved with vaccinating a wild seabird twice. They're also expecting the testing results from that 1 sick penguin to come back in the coming days.
The United States is warning both its allies and China to get on board with a new economic campaign to collapse the Iranian government, saying that they would otherwise face tough consequences under pressure at home over the impact of the war and with critical midterm elections looming. Mr. Trump on Wednesday local time promised the most crushing economic operation ever against Iran. The U.S. president's latest threat has already been dismissed by Tehran, which has labeled it economic terrorism. The search for missing hiker Lily Hooper has ended in tragedy. The 18-year-old's body was found in dense bushland in the New South Wales Southern Highlands late this morning. Our family's anguish was made even deeper by a miscommunication on the ground. The police commissioner has apologized to Lily's family after officers told them their daughter was found alive.
The 8th day of the search for Lily Hooper started with hope.
Is this accurate?
Yes. And what appeared to be good news.
We've got some fantastic news, Mr. Chair. Lily Hooper has been found alive.
But the Premier's announcement turned out to be mistaken.
I've got some Terrible news, and I apologise to the committee, but it seems as if the early advice was wrong.
Can we stop the clock,
and
please?
Lily's body's been found, and she's been found deceased.
Lily's parents were among those told she was alive.
Tragically, that miscommunication then led to a deflation, and obviously we know now an impact on her family. Once again, I unreservedly apologise for that miscommunication. It was something that was inadvertent, but as I said, was born out of looking to find Lily and bring her back to her family.
Hundreds of emergency crews and volunteers had been searching for the experienced hiker since last Wednesday when she failed to return from a bushwalk. The 18-year-old's body was found by the SES in rugged terrain late this morning.
I can tell you it wasn't on a clear walkable track.
We had up to 1,000 searchers. I thank them for their time, their commitment and their bravery. And once again, our thoughts and sympathies are with Lily's family.
Police say it's still too early to tell how Lily Hooper died or how long her body has been there. Forensic teams have been on site gathering evidence for the investigation. Earlier this week, Lily's parents described their daughter as beloved, saying the ordeal had left them absolutely devastated.
Oh, that's very sad. I'm very sorry to hear it.
It was devastating, such a young person doing something that she loved.
In Parliament, Anthony Albanese and Angus Taylor led a moment's silence.
A parent losing a young one, in Lily's case just 18 years of age, is an unspeakable tragedy.
A report will be prepared for the coroner.
North Korea has fired several short-range ballistic missiles into the sea, according to South Korea's military. A day after Seoul announced it was scaling back its military drills with the United States. The Joint Chief of Staff said about 10 short-range ballistic missiles were launched from Pyongyang towards North Korea's eastern waters at around 5 p.m. local time on Thursday. South Korea's Presidential National Security Council held an emergency meeting following the missile launches and issued a statement urging North Korea to halt missile launches that are banned by UN Security Council resolution. South Korea is closely coordinating information with the United States and Japan. Australia generates 76,000 million tons of landfill a year, including thousands of tons of fruit and vegetables waste because they don't make the grade.
At a factory near Murwillumbah in New South Wales, manufacturer Extractor is using surplus fruit produce like grapes and sugarcane to make premium fruit powders. These prebiotic-rich ingredients are used in the food, beverage, nutraceutical, pet health and personal care industries.
We realised that the ingredients that we actually wanted to get our hands on were predominantly coming from the waste streams of other industries, particularly the wine industry and the juice industry and things like that. So we created Extractor so that we could take these very high value feedstocks and turn them into high value ingredients because nobody else was doing it at the time.
Chief Scientific Officer Malcolm Ball says an important aspect to the business is ensuring farmers are remunerated appropriately.
So a big cost for them is actually handling it once they don't want it anymore. But we also deal in commodity prices for some of the ingredients.
Demand is certainly present. They're even looking to expand into Western Australia.
We're almost to the point now where we are is not going to be big enough for all of the people that we're talking to and all of the people that we want to work with and who want to work with us. One of the important parts about the way that we process is that we want to be co-located with the farmers. We want to be on site. And we're already looking at 3 sites to expand to.
Back home, the upgraded Gurney Airport in Alotau, Milne Bay Province was opened this morning by the Prime Minister James Marape. Gurney Airport had undergone about 27 months of extensive rehabilitation valued at 76.8 million kina under the Civil Aviation Development Investment Project 2.
Prime Minister James Marape arrived this morning in Alatau and was received by the Civil Aviation Minister Douglas Tumiriesa, National Airports Corporation Board Chairman Jacob Anga, and Milne Bay Governor Gordon Wesley. Marape commended the National Airport Corporation for successfully executing the TVWAN and TVW programs, reflective in the opening of the Guinea airport. The official opening marks the first major airport development successfully completed under TVW.
It was here in this precinct that we launched this airport construction, and here in Alatau that TVW was launched. So thank you very much, ADB. Thank you. And I really appreciate ADB. ADB has been consistently with us, even in some of the lowest moments when some development partners left us.
The ADB-funded TVW program is valued at $171.5 million and is being implemented by the National Airports Corporation with backing from the government of Papua New Guinea. The upgrade includes asphalt servicing of the runway, construction of a new Type B terminal building, installation of advanced airfield ground lighting systems, development of a new cargo storage facility, and others. The airport can now accommodate Airbus A220, Fokker 100 and Boeing 737 flights. The primary objective of the airport upgrade is to achieve full operational certification in line with the International Civil Aviation Organization standards and recommended practices and the PNG Civil Aviation Rules Part 139, administered by the Civil Aviation Safety Authority of PNG. Chairman Anga in his opening remarks said the completion of the airport upgrade is expected to improve safety and reliability and support trade of agriculture commodities to sustain the local economy.
National Airports Corporation stands to support with youth, and we will enable tourism in this province. I think big percentage come up. Prime Minister, we already opening doors for the country, planting movement.
Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay with us.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Meet YumiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, YumiPay makes every payment simple. YumiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Every growing child needs the best care to help them grow physically, socially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's why I choose Tender Care. It keeps skin clean and fresh and is hypoallergenically tested for gentle and safe protection. So my child can be protected for all of life's adventures. Tender Care.
Wilson comes off the left. Oh! Can they catch it? Cal Pereira's away. Sully's through. Moses Sully setting sail. The seas have parted and the early celebration. The cry for Gurney. And now Chihuahua. It's a very, very crucial match here. Yeah, it's now or never.
against Iran. Iran goes over one-on-one. Another try for the Milwaukee Vipers. Oh, what is happening?
And the Eagles are in town.
Thanks for staying with us. Week 1 of the 2026 Digital ExxonMobil Cup Elimination Finals takes place this Sunday, August 23rd, 2026 at the Santos National Football Stadium, Port Moresby. 2 high-stake elimination matches will decide who stays alive and who exit the competition.
The first game will be between East New Britain Egmagurias and Croton Hella Wigman at 12:30 p.m. Statistically, both teams recorded 10 wins each. The Gurias also secured 2 draws, while the Wigmen managed 1 draw, helping both sides to finish in the top 6 playoff standings. The last time they met was in round 8 when Gurias came from behind to clinch a remarkable victory, 35-24, at the Sejong Gai Stadium. However, heading into week 1 of the elimination finals, history won't account for anything. A loss takes you out of the equation, while a win advances you to the next round. Wigman, coming off a tough loss to minor premiers PRK Mandy Muruks last week, will see this loss as a wake-up call. They boast a good mixture of young talent complemented by big game experienced players in the likes of veteran halfback Solomon Pokare, Mekwin Warinu, Stanford John, and Fosa Manukame, Woods Kawage, Gilmore Paul, Ruben Yawas, Shedrick Wallow, and the like. Coach Andrew Andeki's decision to use key playmaker Solomon Pokare off the bench last week appeared to backfire, and he may be better served starting the veteran halfback in Sunday's clash. Gurias, after using mostly fringe players in last week's loss to Miox in Wabek, are expected to welcome back the big guns for Sunday's sudden death playoff against a formidable Wigman outfit. Coach Waterfall Puara Jr. decided to rest nearly half of his regulars, including Captain Terry Wapi, Muka Kalu, Mark Alunga, William Tirang, Emil and Chris Benjamin, Ebron Hakim, Gregor Formet, and Gabriel Silic, who are expected to return for this weekend's crucial match. It's a big challenge for Coach Watofo to make sure he picks his best 17 that can match the energy, pace and intensity of the Wigman power play for the full 80 minutes. The Wigman Guria showdown should set the tone for the second elimination between Moni Plus NCDC Port Moresby Vipers and Wamnga Montagan Eagles at 3 p.m. Eagles had a relatively easy run against an understrength PRK Gulf ISO side last week to secure their spot in the finals, led by former Hunters duo captain Jordan Pett and Sakias Komati, who got the Eagles on the front foot from the get-go and never looked back. They're up against a youthful Vipers outfit renowned for speed, skill and agility to mesmerize opponents and score points. Vipers captain Benjamin Boas seemed to have adapted well to his new leadership role in the team that is rubbing off on the young boys, including leading top try scorer Manasseh Watt, Jeremiah Ben, Joseph Cora, Tom and Peter, and Chris Kitu in the half, supported by veterans Roger Kenny, Fedro Gene, Sunny Lipu, and Dobby Michael at dummy half. Eagles also have the answers with a number of exciting talents: Nathaniel Appa, Cedric Cooley, Manu John, and Jason Daniel at fullback. This promises to be a thriller, fast, physical, and entertaining with plenty of fireworks. A bumper crowd is expected to pack the stands on Sunday. The 2 men's fixtures will be preceded by round 7 of the women's competition, Santos Cup, between Moni Plus and CDC Port Moresby Vipers and the East New Britain Egmagurias. You can catch all the action live and exclusive on TVWAN Sports, your official broadcaster of the 2026 Rugby League World Cup. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN Sports.
60 golfers from PNG and Australia are expected to convene at the Port Moresby Golf Club next weekend for the PNG Open 2026. The tournament is expected to be competitive with the inclusion of international golfers. Defending champion Corey Crawford will return to defend his title. He is amongst the best of retaining the PNG Open title. Amongst the participants is the rising PNG golfer Morgan Anato. Anato has been a consistent and standout golfer in the local competitions. He now gets a go in the big even among 20 local golfers. The women's competition is also expected to bring the best out from the participating golfers. Canberra riders have declared the side as a responsibility to build on the legacy left by retiring club legend John Papali. The Pro will play his final game at GIO Stadium on Friday night before hanging up the boast at the end of the season after a decorated 16-year career.
Good young bloke.
Josh Papali will retire as Canberra's most capped player, having arrived in the capital as a fresh-faced teenager and developed into a leader both on and off the field. A big crowd is expected at what has been dubbed Papa's House on Friday night for Canberra's clash with the Brisbane Broncos. The prop made 24 appearances for Queensland throughout his career, winning 7 State of Origin series. He also represented Australia on 11 occasions and played in the Kangaroos' 2013 World Cup victory. Papali pledged his allegiance to Samoa later on his career and has played a key role in the Pacific nation's development into an international powerhouse. Through it all, the Raiders were central to Papali's career, the prop to notch his 341 NRL appearance for the club on Friday night. While his legacy on the field is plain to see, Raiders teammates say Papali drove the off-field culture that has allowed the Raiders to enjoy success throughout the past decade. Susan Oriape, TVWAN Sports.
With 55 days ahead of the Rugby League World Cup 2026, the updated international world rankings have been announced, with Australia leading in both men's and women's and will ensure they retain top spot. The Rugby League World Cup 2026 returns to Australia, New Zealand and PNG, where nations clash, heroes race and legends are forged as 26 teams contest.
Australia will enter the Rugby League World Cup 2026 as the #1 men's and women's teams after the updated international world rankings were announced. Still, the Kangaroos and Jillaroos will need to win to ensure they retain top spot. New Zealand, England and Pacific heavyweights Samoa and Tonga head the chasing pack after the Kangaroos' #1 ranking, while the Kiwi fans are aiming to regain the Women's World Cup trophy they held until 2013. Key matchups that will impact directly on the International Rugby League World Rankings will include the following. On October 1st, the Kangaroos take on Kiwis. England will test the might of Tonga. On October 17, PNG Kumuls play Samoa in Port Moresby on October 24, then meet England at Wynn Stadium on October 30th, and Samoa test the firepower of Tonga at Combank Stadium on November 1st. The Pacific nations dominate the men's top 10, with Samoa on 4th, Tonga 5th, Papua New Guinea 6th, Fiji 7th, and Cook Islands on 8th. In the women's rankings, England are 3rd, followed by France, Samoa, and PNG on 6th. Susan Oriape, TVWAN Sports.
And before we go, Prime Minister James Marape has pushed for Gurney to be an international airport, citing the vast tourism potential Milne Bay holds. Milne Bay is home to some of the breathtaking islands, coral reefs, and a rich culture. Prime Minister James Marape, in his keynote address during the official opening of the Gurney Airport Upgrade Project today, emphasized the vast potential of Milne Bay, describing it as one of the top tourism hubs in the country, a key indicator to support the local economy of the province and the country as a whole. And in order to realize this potential, he said Gurney Airport must become an international airport, adding tourism activities in the province must be increased in order to increase the number of flights. He pointed out the Nadzab Tomodachi International Airport as an example.
We're announcing this airport must be international airport today. We start to ramp up. I'll give you one example. Nadzab, I did my calculation. I did groundbreaking in Nadzab and we opened Nadzab. So Nadzab will earn around 50, 60, 70 million as Wafi Golbu comes on, traffic volume increases. Nadzab has the potential of earning 100 million kina a year for NAC.
Marape further noted that ADB through the KADIP program has invested millions in developing the airport, and the airport should be utilized to generate revenue to support redevelopment of other airports around the country.
So we borrow cheaply from a credible lender, finance a top quality infrastructure, has a 15-year grace period. Now, Harem good, now write him good. So-called Saweman pull up as if you understand economy better than me. I may not be an economist, but I understand clearly the logic of borrowing cheaply, invest in economic infrastructures, they pay itself out, we get the money and we reinvest in other infrastructures. This is an asset and not a liability. Borrow to eat chismok is a liability. Borrow to infrastructure, invest in infrastructure that pays itself out and generates more economic activity is an asset. So partnering ADB, we have borrowed responsibly and investing in assets all over our country. It is now our job to make sure these assets end on investment and there's a return on investment to the economy, to the country, and to the local community.
NAC Chairman Jacob Anga said the upgrade supports the safety and reliability of the airport.
National Airports Corporation stands to support reduce, and we will enable tourism in this province.
ADB Representative Bashirullah Apalwan also shared similar sentiment.
This occasion is more than opening up the airport facility. It is a celebration of connectivity, confidence, and opportunity for the people of Papua New Guinea.
Milne Bay Governor Gordon Wesley thanked the government for the investment, saying it will enhance seamless movement of people and cargo.
I wish to extend my heartfelt congratulations to our Prime Minister, Honourable James Marape, and the Marape Rosso government. It is the vision of this government to connect PNG, and we in Milne Bay are witnessing that vision become a reality.
Once Gurney opens its door to international services, it will join Jackson's Nadzab, Tomodachi and Takwa as recognized international airports in Papua New Guinea. Flights into the upgraded Gurney airport are expected to commence tomorrow.
And now the weather.
Southern Port Moresby and Popondetta, mostly clear skies. Alatau, cloudy with rain showers. Momase, lay fine to partly cloudy. Vanimo, cloudy with rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, mostly clear skies with windy conditions. Buka, partly cloudy with rain showers. And Highlands region, Mount Targan, Mandi, Tari and Wabe, clear skies to partly cloudy. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas moderate with southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, seas rather rough to rough with southeast winds at 20 to 25 knots, increasing to 33 knots west of 152 degrees east. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate, rough to very rough over the south to central sector with southeast winds at 15 to 25 knots, reaching to 33 knots to 45 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate, rough at west 155 degrees east with south to southeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots west 155 degrees east. And coastal waters forecast. Waters from Finchefan through Vitiers and Dampier Strait to CSC and Long Island and West New Britain seas 2.3 meters rising to 4 meters in open waters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands seas 2 to 2.5 meters, reaching 3 meters over the south to eastern seaboard.
And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by